Good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday, June 26th for Live Chats with Maggie and Buddy. I'm Maggie,
And I'm Buddy.
as you know. Today's topic is caught in the rain. I got caught in the rain a little while ago when I went out to get groceries, so I'm still a little bit wet from being caught in the rain.
Yep.
But we're not just going to talk about rain. We're going to talk about caught in the rain that sometimes life brings on us. And today's going to probably be a little bit of an emotional live because one of us has a child leaving home to go to school.
Yeah.
Maggie's children are already gone, so you know it's not her. So we're going to talk about when you're caught in the rain of life circumstances. And just at a funny note, we'll start it off with a little bit of a funny note because Bunny and I were just laughing earlier because I was away last week.
Yep.
And I forgot my electric toothbrush. Now, to most people, that might not be a big deal, but I just got a new crown. My teeth are sensitive. They're bothering me. So I wanted my electric toothbrush that my mouth knows. It's normal. Well, I had spent a week using a manual toothbrush, using my own arm. And Bunny was laughing. Oh, yeah.
Tell me you're a kept. No, what I literally said was, tell me you're kept princess without telling me you're kept princess. I needed to brush my teeth manually using my own arm power.
And on a funny side, that is getting caught in the rain.
Yes.
Like it's a circumstance that happened that I wasn't prepared for. I had to figure something out. It
might have been a little drizzle. I don't know.
Okay, maybe that's just the drizzle, not a whole downpour. Well, for me, that was a downpour.
Yeah, for you. For sure, exactly.
And that's kind of what happens in life. So, Bunny, in as much detail as you want to share with us, share with our audience the feelings that you feel right now.
The stuff that's coming up. Yeah. So when we're talking about my son moving away to school, it's literally happening like right now. He was packing his stuff up, getting ready to go. And he's actually going to be going off at 1 a.m. So in about 10 hours from now, he'll be heading out on the road. Now, it's not just a little, just going away to school, like somewhere close. I think the universe knows what to do to have my kid be able to get out of the nest, pushed him really far out of the nest. He's moving up to Thunder Bay, which is about 1,500 kilometers away from Niagara Falls, where we live. So it would be about a 16-hour straight drive, no stopping, on the highway. I don't take the highway, so it'd be about 20 hours for me. But it's not something that's doable in a day, right? It's something that takes time to plan and takes days to get to. Now, yes, granted, you can fly, it would be much quicker, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive in some cases. So and a little more inconvenient, a little bit, there's some logistics to it, but it's not as easy to be able to just kind of pop out and drive maybe an hour or two to to go visit. So it is a little bit. And I mean, for him too, he's moving away by himself. And so there's that fears that I would have, of my baby's going to be by himself somewhere, alone.
Yeah.
And then of course, everybody says you raised him. And that was the whole thing. I've known about it for a year. And so it isn't something that just kind of crept up on me. It's like you say, I had the weather forecast. I had the radar. I was told on this day, it's going to be a downpour. This is going to come. This is happening. It still didn't prepare me. I could have got the biggest umbrellas that I wanted to get. I have all of this training on being mindful, staying in the moment, and that worked like 3 months ago. When I would think about this day, I could remind myself to stop robbing myself of the present moment, because it's still 3 months away and I could still make lots of memories and I could still spend all this time with him. And I mean, it does remind me, and we were talking about this, and as you said, anticipatory grief. And it was the same thing. It's similar to, even though he's not dying, but there is a grief still that's happening, because my life is changing, and this is where it's feeling a little bit, my life is changing in a huge way, in a very
Yeah.
dramatic way. And just as hard as it was when somebody passes away. And like I said, he's 23. I've lived with him the longest that I've lived with anybody, so
Yeah.
that's the longest relationship. He's my child, he's my firstborn. And so with all of that comes with that as well. And so it is an anticipatory grief. And so knowing that he was going to be leaving, it has sometimes robbed me of a few moments before, but it also did it prepares you a little bit too,
Yeah.
as well as, it not being a complete out of left field. And because that can be equally as difficult when you don't see it coming. So that
Yeah.
thunderstorm you didn't know, you know. So, but I know Maggie has gone through this. Maggie has helped me as well. And I think I don't know. Do you want to share a little bit of how you've helped me? Because I want to gather
Well,
myself a little bit.
I think probably the biggest way that I can help you, as my friend, as my coworker, as my partner in this business, the biggest way I can help you is just by letting you feel your feelings
Mhm.
and letting you know that it's okay to feel how you feel.
Mm.
That it's the same as I tell my clients who are experiencing grief from death. Grief is grief. It doesn't matter if somebody else felt it before. So it doesn't matter that I have been where you are.
Mhm.
This is your grief. This is your time of transition. So the best way that I can help you is by letting you feel it and
Yeah.
giving you permission to feel what you feel when you feel, and not telling you this is what you have to do, because
Right.
there is no this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know that I have felt what you're feeling. Many people out there whose
Yes.
children have gone away have felt what you're feeling, but that doesn't help your feelings right now.
Right.
You're feeling this.
Yeah.
And so, for our listeners and for people who have friends who are going through this, just let them feel.
Yeah.
Give them permission to cry.
Yeah.
Give them permission to feel that.
And I think that's the biggest thing. And I mean, people meant well to me. Even over the last month, I've been really having like a lot of the emotions have been coming up the most. And when I would share with people, and they would ask me how I was, being the authentic person that I am, I would say I'm emotional. I'm emotional, and just kind of saying like I'm dealing with some stuff, and it's kind of hitting me a little emotional. And a lot of them would say he's gonna be okay. This is so exciting for him. Just remember. And I was like, I know he's going to be okay. I know this is exciting for him. I am happy for him. I'm proud of him. But I'm
Yeah.
going to be sad, and I'm sad right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I want to be able to, like the yin and yang, I want to be able to hold both the sadness and the happiness. I can hold both of those inside. I'm a mom. I've done it many times, right?
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
time I let him walk to the store by himself, the first time I let him sleep over at somebody's house, the first
Yeah.
time that I let him ride his bike somewhere, like all of those things, they were all the same feeling, right?
Yeah.
And this is a little bit bigger because I know, he's not going to be coming home for probably 6 months. But
Yeah.
we're making things too. He's helped me set up, little text exchanges that we can do. We've even set up Google Meet so we can do video calls. So I mean, I'm sure that there are never going to be as many as I want, because there's even TV shows and jokes and everything about call your mom. So like call your mother. And we all, I think, as moms, everybody always feels like it's never enough. We want to hear from our kids all the time,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So there is that. And that's the whole thing too, was I came to the realization that I was like, what is it? What is it that I've been feeling? What is it that I've been struggling with? And it's because a lot of my joy and happiness day to day was my kids. And I know taking him out, that's about, a third, because my son's girlfriend and their dog too, about a third of my joy of seeing him all the time is going to be taking out, even if we didn't spend time sitting and talking all the time. Just like you said earlier,
Yeah.
knowing he was in the same house, knowing he's safe, knowing he's fed, knowing he has a roof over his head, knowing he's warm, knowing whatever the case may be, knowing that, and knowing that he's there, and listening to his laughter. Like, I made a joke yesterday morning when I heard him laughing, and I said I wanted to tell him to record that and just play it from the other room. So I would think that he was still there. But that's not,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna cry a little bit, but that's okay too. So
Yeah. It
yeah,
is. And the other thing that I would say is, just from the side of one of those people who have said, this is joyful for him. Remember,
yeah,
this is joyful for him. Because I did say that to you.
yeah.
And it's important for you to know that your friends are going to say those things because they don't want you to feel bad.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, we want to fix this. We
Yeah.
want to make you happy. We want you to be smiling again, because that's human. That's
Yeah,
human
yeah.
nature. We do the same thing when people are grieving for other reasons.
Yes.
We try to give them all the positive sides.
Yeah.
But as I say, all those positive things don't fix where you are right now.
Well, it reminds me of, and this is another thing too. So of course, because as I put on one of my Bunny Keating, I can't remember which one it was, and I was talking about reality, and I was talking about how the mind tells you to look back in the past with regret and to the future with worry. And it was totally because of what I'm going through right now. And it was like looking back at all those moments where people would say to me when I would be frustrated with my children when they were young, as being a single mom, it was very, very difficult at times, because you have all the responsibility and all of the emotion and just holding all of that energy. So sometimes, I would get impatient. I would wish that they weren't so little or so frustrating or so whatever the
So
case may be.
needy.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. And I remember people saying, cherish these moments when they're little, because before you know it, it's gone. And I used to hate those people. I would be like, shut up. Because I was like, at this moment, that
I
is
just
not
want
helpful.
it gone.
Like at this moment, that is not helpful, because my emotions are like, and so now, of course, having gone through that and now being one of those people who looks back at the time and going, yeah, it wasn't very long, because it isn't 18. It isn't when they move out of the house. It's like, it's much younger than that. Even watching a TikTok, and I saw it was a TikTok of a baby, a 1-year-old baby, seeing mom after mom went to work for the first time and then came home after 8 hours, and the baby was so excited, almost fell off the couch trying to crawl to go see mommy. And I was like, when do your kids stop crawling off the couch to come see you after work? When was that moment? When and people talk about that, like when you put your kid down for the last time, you didn't know that was the last time you were going to put them down. And so yes, you can look back on that and regrets, but instead I've been trying to, like, with all of my training and everything that I would help other people through, is letting myself know, look, I can look on back on those things as fondness, and knowing I have every moment I have done the best that I could. And it has always been good enough. And the proof is in my kids. I give them a lot of credit for how they are as well, because of course they they made the choices that they made. But like I did do a good job, and I continue to do a good job. But this is just, I think, a lot of the anticipation of the new, the worry and the fear of the unknown relationship, the unknown. And and the joke that we made when I talked about when I went to go on dating apps again, and it said, what do you do for fun? And I was like, I didn't know how to answer that. And and so knowing that I have to come up with things that are fun that don't involve my kids. And I think if I can give that to somebody, advice to somebody who still has their kids at home, and it's maybe years before they're gonna, is find something to do that doesn't involve your kids, that will still be there when your kids move out, to make it a little bit easier. It's always going to be hard, but to make it maybe a little bit easier. So
yeah. And that's kind of how it is for us. When you're caught in the rain, sometimes life catches you in the rain. And that's why today we wanted to authentically talk about that, because there might be people out there who don't think they're normal because they're feeling those emotions. that they're feeling it differently, or somebody thinks, well, I saw this person go through that, but I don't feel that.
Right.
And it's like I said to Bunny this morning, everybody feels things differently when their
Right.
children go away.
Yeah.
Everybody feels it differently, and there's no right or wrong way. You're feeling your experience.
Right.
And for those listeners that we have out there who might be caught in the rain of life,
Yeah.
you're okay. You're
Yeah.
okay. And even if we get wet,
Yeah.
it's okay. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And, change happens. But along with that rain, sometimes things grow better.
Yeah. It's true.
Sometimes change is good.
And like you were talking
And
about, we had rain today and it took away the humidity. Like it's taking away the humidity. The people in the north, they're begging for rain to help with the smoke in the air and the fires in the north. So,
yeah,
we need rain too in our life. And I do love the rain. I do absolutely. And that I'm reminded about that. I love the rain. And I was getting kind of a download of an umbrella and about how the training, the mindfulness stuff, all of the things that we learn with our training, our grief counseling, everything is a part of an umbrella that kind of can keep us out of the rain. And
yeah,
maybe not totally all the time. Maybe you don't need that umbrella or want that umbrella all the time,
yeah,
but reach out if you can, and I
yeah,
did have some wonderful, you helped, you said, hey, I can go, that I like ice cream and I like going for drives, and so you tailored what you would do for me to me. Our dear friend Anne, she did the same thing. My mom, my sister, a couple of my other friends, they know what I would like, what would make me happy, and even little jokes about things and stuff to just kind of remind me that there's still happiness and joy in it as
yeah.
well. So
And sometimes, if I could give you and other people who are experiencing this a little mental picture, that umbrella that you were visualizing and that you were seeing, think about that umbrella right now in this time that you're going through. It's time to turn that umbrella upside down
hmm,
and let all that you've been taught and all that you do for other people flow into you.
yeah,
This is your time to receive that rain. This isn't the time to have the umbrella up over your head, protecting yourself from the rain. This is your time to turn that umbrella upside down and let everything that you teach other people
yeah,
and everything that you've ever been taught in your life to pour into your life, to give you that comfort, to be that warm blanket that wraps around you right now.
mhm,
And as we said, for other people out there to know that you're not alone.
yeah,
You're not alone. You're the
definitely not.
strongest people in the world
Yeah,
feel emotions,
yes,
and it's okay. And wrap yourself up nice and warm, and whatever you need to do to feel good, do
yes,
those things.
yeah,
And if you need some girlfriends at 1 o'clock in the morning, you can find them.
yes, I can.
I'll even have coffee tonight so I can stay awake.
I think I'll be okay. Actually, I know I'll be okay, but because I'll be okay. I've done it. Not this necessarily, but I've done a grieving stuff, and I can laugh, I can smile, and this is genuine. um I know I'm not in a trouble place. Now, if there are people in trouble places, of course we do want you to reach out for professional help,
Absolutely.
whatever it is that you think that you need in your local area. Definitely look up numbers, and resources. I'm sure that you could find them, as well as we would love to hear from people, as well, for topics. Sometimes we don't always know what we want to talk about.
Life gives us lots of topics.
Yeah, yeah. And that's it. Most of the stuff that we talk about, it comes from what we are going through at that time, or what has
Yeah.
come up for us at that time. So if you have anything that you want us to discuss, go ahead and reach out to us at aboveandbeyond@gmail.com. I've also started adding polls to some of our Spotify uh episodes, so you can always check those out and answer those questions to just give a little bit more interactions. We love audience participation. So,
And if you would like to be a guest on At Above and Beyond's live chats, just reach out to us as well. We're going to someday soon be having some guests on with us.
And we're
So
also available as guests for other people's podcasts. People do that all the time. So if you want any Maggie or Bunny and Add Above and Beyond there, just go ahead and reach out to us again, always at that email, addaboveandbeyond@gmail.com, or our website. You can contact us through there as well.
fabulous. So that's it for Live Chats with Maggie and Bunny today.
That's it. See ya.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.